Wait, where are you going?
Downstairs. I have people waiting for me.
Paris Hilton is a socialite and famous for her scandalous behavior and numerous affairs, as well as the ability to make money on everything she undertakes. The girl tried making it in various fields: music, cinema, DJing, design, writing, but she only truly earned fame and money when she was herself, a blonde who lives for pleasure, flaunting her life. How Paris Hilton lives and where she spends her millions. Paris Whitney Hilton was born on February 17, 1981 in New York, as the first child to the family of businessman Rick Hilton and actress Kathy Avanzino. She got her name in honor of a town in Texas, not the capital of France, as many mistakenly believe. The girl's last name is also well known to many, thanks to her great-grandfather Conrad Hilton, who founded the large and well-known Hilton hotel chain. Paris has a sister, Nikki, and two brothers, Baron and Conrad. The girl spent her childhood on the road, living in Manhattan, Beverly Hills, and the Hamptons. At the age of 5, Paris learned to play the piano, later the violin, and at the age of 10 played a cameo role in the low-budget film Wishman. In addition, the daughter of wealthy parents was engaged in dancing, took etiquette lessons, and played hockey. Only this was not enough for her. In adolescence, she began to skip school and constantly had fun with friends in nightclubs. In a word, she was hanging out with delinquents. Tired of tolerating the antics of their capricious daughter, her parents sent her to a closed boarding school for difficult teenagers in Utah, where Paris, according to her, was regularly subjected to moral and physical violence, which she complained about to her family, only they did not believe her. The information was confirmed 20 years later when she raised this topic in a documentary, and other pupils of the closed school confirmed her words. She spent 11 months in a boarding school, after which she continued her studies at the prestigious Dwight School in New York, which, although later than her classmates, she still graduated from. During her school years, the girl met her current best friends, Kim Kardashian and Nicole Richie, with whom they often went to concerts by Michael Jackson, who was a classmate and best friend of Paris Hilton's mother. In 2000, the charming American signed a contract with Donald Trump's modeling agency, T Management, and became a professional model. Later, she changed several agencies, including the New York Ford Models Management, London Models One Agency, Premier Model Management, as well as the Noose Model Management Agency in Los Angeles. Hilton began to appear in advertisements for famous brands, including Iceberg, Guess, Tommy Hilfiger, Christian Dior, and Marciano, and also began shooting for famous magazines. The girl's personal life also did not remain private. She was known for her relationship with Leonardo DiCaprio, which they did not officially confirm but did not refute. Also among her lovers was the actor who played John Connor in the movie Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Edward Furlong. After she parted with him, the model had an affair with Pamela Anderson's ex-husband, Rick Salomon. The lovers were not together for a long time, and Rick did not lose his head and managed to marry actress Shannon Doherty, with whom Hilton had a conflict on the matter. Paris provoked her by demanding that Shannon leave her husband, to which the outraged girl threw eggs at the blonde's car. As a result, no one got the man. Shannon divorced him and Paris broke up with him. The scandals did not end there, as a few years after Paris broke up with him, an intimate video, A Night with Paris, appeared on the internet. The girl sued Salomon and won $400,000, which according to Hilton was never paid. And this was despite the fact that the film received 3 awards from the prestigious AVN Awards Porn Academy. The next lover of the socialite was the model Jason Shaw, who soon proposed to her, but they never got married. They remained just friends. But her next relationship with singer Nick Carter did not end in friendship. Moreover, Carter, recalling their affair, called Paris the worst person in his life. In 2003, Hilton was invited to the project The Simple Life, where she and her friend Nicole Richie had to deal with situations that were unusual for the spoiled girls. The show was a huge success, but after the 3rd season, filming stopped due to a quarrel between the participants. After a while, the girls reconciled and starred in 2 more seasons. Paris also tried her hand as an actress. Granted, these were supporting roles in the films Zoolander, Wonderland, Raising Helen, and the TV series George Lopez, American Dreams, The OC, and Las Vegas. The blonde also got the main roles in the films 9 Lives in the Hills, but they did not make her a successful actress. But for her work in the thriller House of Wax, Hilton received the Teen Choice Awards for Best Screen and was nominated in the category Breakthrough of the Year.
Blake? Blake?
The personal life of the actress was not left alone. Her new lover was a rich ship owner named Paris Latsis, who gave the girl a 23-carat diamond ring and asked her to marry him. Hilton agreed, but the wedding never took place. The couple broke up without any explanation. After breaking up with Latsis, the socialite had an affair with the Greek Stavros Niarchos, but this relationship was short-lived. In 2006, the girl played the main role in the film Pledge This, for which she received $1 million.
Duh, that's zero
Bring
loser.
that man up into fruition. Miss English? I'm sorry, are we bothering you?
Oh, not at all, Professor Milchick. Just keep it soft and quiet. Thanks.
Although the movie itself turned out to be a failure, as well as the following films she appeared in, Bottoms Up and The Hottie and the Naughty.
I work as an event planner for this charity group, which basically means that I get to throw fun parties for a good cause.
Cool.
The latter brought her 3 golden raspberries at once, making Paris Hilton not just the worst actress of the year, but also of the decade. The girl also tried her hand at singing, releasing a solo album, Paris, in 2006. Although the album lasted for some time in 6th place on the Billboard 200 chart, it was not commercially successful. This fact did not discourage the star, and she started working on the 2nd album, the tracks for which she wrote herself and even shot music videos for some of the songs. But the full-scale release of the record never took place. During her musical career, Hilton has created more than 20 music videos, including videos for the tracks High Off My Love, Nothing in This World, Stars Are Blind, and others. But in the role of a DJ, Paris proved herself well, making her debut at a festival in Brazil. The celebrity is often invited to events where she receives from $350,000 to $1 million in one set, thereby entering the top 5 highest paid DJs. What the celebrity did best was to lead a wild life and amaze others with her actions. Once, to impress the public, she celebrated her birthday in 5 different countries, and it doesn't matter that most of the guests were completely unfamiliar to her. But all the tabloids wrote about this event, which attracted additional attention to her. In September 2006, Hilton was arrested for drunk driving. At the trial, she pleaded guilty and was sentenced to a fine of $1,500, and she was also given a probation period of 36 months. In January of the following year, Hilton was arrested for driving with a revoked license, and in February for speeding and driving with the lights off. As a result, the case was again referred to court, where she was sentenced to 45 days in prison, of which she served 23 days. In the same year, Paris Hilton signed an agreement with the Cryonics Institute, according to which she should be frozen after her death. She hopes that future technology will allow her to be revived. In 2008, the project Paris Hilton's My New BFF was launched, the participants of which settled into the luxurious Hilton mansion for a while, diligently trying to try on a glamorous lifestyle and then earn the approval of the hostess. At the same time, the blonde began dating the guitarist Benji Madden, but at the end of 2008, the couple announced their breakup. After these unsuccessful relationships, the girl went all out. For several years, she had dozens of fleeting affairs, lasting from a week to a month. She also had famous lovers, for example, basketball player Doug Reinhardt and football player Cristiano Ronaldo. Hilton's reputation as an actress was also not going anywhere. She voiced one of the roles in the film The Dog Who Saved Christmas Vacation and played minor roles in Supernatural, Stories USA, Repo, The Genetic Opera, and The Bling Ring. However, these works could not be called successful. In 2012, Paris began dating a Spanish model, River Viperi, who was 10 years younger than her and even talked about an upcoming marriage. But as usual, the wedding did not take place. Then the blonde's companion was the Australian model Jordan Barrett, even younger than the previous one. At the time, he was 18 and Hilton was 33 years old. After parting with Barrett, the multimillionaire Thomas Gross became her new boyfriend. There were rumors that Paris was going to become a Swiss citizen and live there with Gross, but this did not happen and the couple broke up. In 2017, Paris had an affair with actor Chris Zilka, who proposed to her after a year, giving her a ring worth $2 million. The girl said yes, and the young couple began to prepare for the wedding. But this wedding also did not take place. Having broken off the relationship, the socialite received the nickname Runaway Bride. Apparently, freedom for the girl was more important than marriage. In 2020, the documentary This Is Paris was released, where the actress admitted that each of her ex-boyfriends bullied her and inflicted bodily injuries. This was not the first time when the girl was so frank with the public. Earlier, the scandalous blonde wrote several autobiographical books. The first, Confessions of an Heiress, received devastating reviews from critics, but Hilton's fans liked it, and it instantly became a bestseller, bringing her an income of $100,000. It was followed by Your Heiress Diary. The rampant lifestyle of the socialite did not trouble businessman Carter Room, who fell in love with the girl and proposed to her, to which she agreed. The public began to show increased interest in the upcoming event, which was the reason for the release of a reality show with Paris, showing the entire process for preparing for the wedding. In the summer of 2021, information appeared in the media that Hilton was pregnant, but she soon denied it, saying she and Carter were planning children, but only after the wedding. It is known that the couple is going to resort to IVF and dreams of twins, and the name for the girl has already been chosen, London, Maryland, but the boy's name remains a secret. The wedding of Paris Hilton and Carter Room took place on November 11th, 2021. The official part of the wedding took place at the Hilton Bel Air Hotel, the former mansion of Baron Hilton, Paris's grandfather. The celebration lasted 3 days. Paris Hilton has always been able to be the center of attention of any party and has learned to make good money on it. Nowadays, her fortune is $300 million, and this is despite the fact that she is deprived of a significant amount of inheritance from the Hilton empire. Baron Hilton got angry at her scandalous antics and changed the terms of his will in 2007. He left 97% of the empire's $4.5 billion fortune to a charitable foundation and only 3% to spoiled relatives. Thus, instead of $190 million, Paris got only $5.6 million. She earned her first significant sums while still being a model. Businessman George Maloof paid her $1 million for the fact that Hilton came to the opening of a casino in Las Vegas in a dress made of poker chips. And in 2014, for a 4-day job as a DJ at the Amnesia Club in Ibiza, she received $2.7 million. Everything the socialite touches turns into gold, making her even richer. The Paris Hilton brand produces a line of watches, alcohol, cosmetics, clothing, and shoes, as well as the Paris Hilton perfume line, which includes 17 fragrances that have already brought her $2 billion of gross revenue. The scandalous celebrity is often invited to appear in advertising. At one time, she advertised clothes from the Turkish manufacturer De Facto and also collaborated with the South Korean company Fila and was paid $1 million for this. The celebrity did not hesitate to star in advertisements for Brazilian beer Devassa and fast food chain Carl's Jr. And in 2021, Paris Hilton became the face of the advertising campaign of the new spring-summer collection of Lanvin, where she appeared in a romantic setting. The financial situation of the famous blonde allows her to live comfortably and acquire luxury real estate. In 2003, Paris bought a Spanish-style house in the Hollywood Hills for $1.5 million. The mansion has 4 bedrooms, several bathrooms, a kitchen, a dining room, a spacious living room, a cinema, a billiard room, a basement with party rooms, a swimming pool, an outdoor terrace, and a lot of disco balls. As the socialite often hosted parties here, the reality show The Simple Life was also filmed in this house, which significantly raised its cost. In 2007, the celebrity sold it for $3.9 million, and the new owners left everything in the same form and rented it out for $30,000 a month to those who want to live like Paris Hilton. In the same year, the socialite purchased her dream home in Beverly Hills for $5.9 million. It has 5 bedrooms with antique furniture, 5 bathrooms, a living room, a gym, a dressing room, and a party room. Hilton is known for her love of dogs. It was she who introduced the fashion for small dogs, which have become an integral part of the socialite's image. She built a huge doghouse for $325,000. The luxurious mansion was considered one of the best in Hollywood and could not remain without the attention of a gang of robbers who took out valuables from the house for about $2 million. This event formed the basis of the film The Bling Ring. After the unpleasant incident, the star moved to the guarded gated community of Sherman Oaks in the suburbs of Los Angeles, worth $5.9 million. And in 2014, Hilton became the owner of a penthouse in the center of Manhattan, which is located just a few steps from Washington Square Park. The deal turned out to be very profitable because at the beginning of the year, the cost of the apartment was $7.5 million, and at the time of purchase, the price went down to $4.9 million. The bright apartment includes 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a living room, a kitchen, a dining room, and a huge terrace. In 2020, there were rumors that Hilton wanted to visit the sanitarium complex Derenivskaya Font. In August 2021, it became known that Paris and Carter Room paid $8.4 million for an oceanfront property in Malibu, with an area of about 3,000 square feet. The socialite is known for her love of glamour and bright colors. The blonde's garage includes cars of different colors. The famous pink Bentley Continental GT, worth $200,000, the Bentley Continental GT Cabriolet, Ferrari California Snow White Lexus LFA, McLaren 650S for $280,000, Mercedes SLR worth about $500,000, BMW i8 Roadster for $165,000, Rolls-Royce Ghost, GMC Yukon Hybrid, Land Rover Range Rover Evoque, and yellow Lexus LFA for $375,000. The collection of cars would have been larger if the celebrity had not lost her Bentley for $175,000 in poker. The girl lost significant amounts more than once. She even had to visit a therapist to get rid of her gambling addiction. Despite spending a lot of money, the blonde remains one of the richest and most influential women in the world. However, the socialite managed to get into the Guinness Book of Records as the most overrated celebrity. And do you agree that her activities are not worth the money she earns? If you like the video, leave a like and also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything interesting.